It has been nearly a year since I last uploaded anything, and even longer since I bothered putting effort into any video, but I'm back. Probably. I don't have the greatest track record of keeping any sort of upload schedule, but it's now summer, so I will maybe have time to make any sort of video. What a better way to come back than to do a modded survival series. Now, I've definitely tried to do series in the past, and none of them have worked out really. However, I will try to do it this time, and actually stick with it. Will it happen? Probably not. But I will do it because I think it's fun, and we will see how long I stay with it. Now, usually there's a number in the bottom left corner that says how many mods are in this mod pack, but it is not there. However, there are 109 mods currently installed here, and I want to put a few rules in for myself. Number 1, I will not have keep inventory on, and although that's probably a given for a lot of people, I've babied myself for far too long, allowing myself to have keep inventory on, but I will not do that this time, so I actually have a reason to not die. Number 2, I do have journey map, and I do have waypoints enabled, so I will allow myself to teleport, but with a cost. I will not be allowed to teleport if I'm in any immediate danger, and anytime I do teleport I have to pay a certain value, and perfectly enough, I'm using Project E, which adds a somewhat universal value to everything in the game, and that is EMC. I will get into that later when I unlock things related to that mod, but for now, I will say anytime I do teleport I need to pay 100,000 worth of EMC, and although that's not too much, especially in the later game, I will increase it as I progress throughout the game. So eventually I'll maybe have to pay 1 million EMC anytime I teleport, but for now I think 100,000 is a pretty decent amount for early game. And number 3, not really a rule, but I will be adding more mods in as I play through this mod pack. Personally, I like the idea of having a continually expanding mod pack, and I feel like that just adds more spice to the game. And with all of that out of the way, here we go. My first video in way too long. Now, of course, to start things off, gotta get some wood. Thankfully, I have both ore excavation and fast leaf decay, which makes all of this so much easier. And there's also a small bush here from Pam's Harvest Craft, which is a good quick source of food. And after mining a bit more wood, not gonna lie, I forgot that ents would spawn when I broke trees. Now I just gotta quickly craft an axe so I can actually fight this thing. By the way, all mods and a link to their download will be linked in the description below. And since there's so many, they'll all be linked in a Google Doc, which everyone should be able to view. If you can't, please let me know and I'll try to fix that. There's also some sheep around, which I do need to kill for their wool, so I can hopefully make a bed. And they also drop mutton, of course, which I can use for food. And now just to do a little bit of mining. And there's a pig here, which is just more source of food. I'm going to excavate all this coal at once, and hopefully it doesn't spawn a geode. And it doesn't, so I don't have to worry about that now. There are a bunch of aerosaurs here, which gives them very good food when cooked. And although they are peaceful creatures, I do need the food that they drop, or else I'm going to die at some point. And I've played 1.8 for far too long, so I forgot that I can't make a bed out of different colored wool. So that'll have to be figured out at some point later. And there's many more bushes here, which will give me a lot of food. And if you notice there, I did gain a little bit of extra health. And I forget what mod that is, but after eating a certain amount of unique foods, I'll gain a small but permanent boost in health. And I thought this biome was supposed to be peaceful, but I was very, very wrong. Definitely don't want to be seeing a dragon right now when I am both armorless and weaponless. Yeah, I definitely don't want to go in that direction. Yeah, it is right there. So yeah, gonna go the complete opposite way. And hopefully this mountain is enough to keep that dragon on that side. And there we go, a little bit more health. And I think I hear it coming up behind me. Yep, the top of the mountain is on fire now. Definitely don't want to be there. I just need to get away as fast as possible. Is that a village in the distance too? I see a roof of some house there, and I will also want to kill one of these sheep so I can get one more wool to make a bed. And it's not a village, but it is still a very good house to have found. Now this house is from roguelike dungeons, and on the second floor there's a chest with some loot, which will hopefully be good for me. And there is a diamond axe, which is unexpected, and some armor, which is just leather, of course. Nothing too exciting, though it is enchanted pretty well. That diamond axe is definitely a very good find, though. That'll serve as a decent weapon until I get something better. Right now I just need to smelt some stuff. I want to smelt this copper to hopefully get a shield. And I'm just going to take this furnace from the first floor so I can start smelting some more stuff. I do want to cook this air sword food so I can make full use of it. Now to craft a base wooden shield so I can then upgrade it with copper. Now I do want to sleep before I go down so I can set my spawn, though hopefully I don't die at all, so that doesn't matter. And now with a good supply of food, a diamond axe, a copper shield, and leather leggings to my name, I'm going to go down to the basement of this house and see the roguelike dungeons part of it. And fall through a hole, which I wasn't expecting to be here. Get that Lycanites mob jump scare. Thankfully they aren't doing too much damage, so I can very easily get out with some blocks. Now I want to just take care of these cinders. And there's a chest here with some food in it, which is very nice. There's also a bat, which I do want to kill, because the morph mod will make that very useful. And a little further down the way, there's a spider spawner. And heading down this other corridor, there is another spider spawner. And clear the room and check out this chest, which doesn't have too much stuff in it anyways. And now before I leave, I do want to take this glowstone, because this will be very useful later for some Project E stuff. Now that I look at this cave here, there is a lot of stuff here. And get ambushed from some geonotches. And when I said geode earlier, when I was mining the coal, I forgot the name, but now I actually know what they're called. Now I'm just going to mine a bit more ore before I head back up. Now I'm starting to get a pretty good amount of stuff, so I need to craft a few chests here. And before I start organizing everything, I do want to place a few furnaces down and start smelting some things. Now the way this is sorted is there are ores and materials on the bottom, blocks in the middle, and mob drops on top. There's also some miscellaneous items in the small chest. And now with 1 wool and 8 sticks, I want to craft a pole so I can craft an iron halberd. And this does a really good amount of damage while also having pretty good reach, with the main downside being I can't have a shield in my offhand. With the rest of the iron, I'm going to make a chestplate and helmet, and use some tin for boots. And now with everything, I'll be heading back down into the dungeon. And it is so loud, probably because of everything underneath here. And honestly, I don't want to go down there because there are so many, it sounds like. I will just put up with the noise and block it off again. That'll be something for me to deal with later. And I keep forgetting that every time you break a spawner, it just spawns more of them. But thankfully it seems they're all shooting each other, so I can easily just pick them off one by one. And interesting, there's a power 1 bow in here, which should probably come in handy, like right now. And here's the entrance to the lower floor, but I do want to explore a little bit around here. And there's a diamond in one of the chests on the first floor. This diamond will be very useful in the near future. I was not expecting there to be one on the first floor. I've never seen that before, but I guess luck is just on my side this time. Did see a chupacabra down here, so I want to take care of that real quick. And not too much in this chest here. There is a jukebox though, and if there's any sort of redstone underneath, that would also be very helpful. And these zombies are surprisingly strong, and there are many of them, so before I get swarmed here, I'm just gonna block them off at the entrance. Now all of these buffed zombies spawning means there should be a chest nearby. There is a chest right there, but that's not the one I'm looking for right now. And there it is, there's a spawner right under that cracked brick, and there should be a chest underneath that. Quickly take care of that, and of course breaking it is gonna spawn a few more zombies. Alright, it seems the other ones are stuck down there and they can't get up, thankfully. And we have diamond helmet, another diamond, and we have some pretty good loot here. First getting a diamond on the first floor, and now getting a diamond helmet, though one of them does have Curse of Vanishing. And now to check this other chest that we saw on the way here. There is not much really. There's a potion, but I'm not too concerned with that right now. What I am concerned with is seeing if there's any amount of redstone under here. Because I need at least 4, but it doesn't seem like there's anything, unfortunately. Ooh, it seems I've gained knowledge rank 1 of Gru. And there it is right underneath. That is from Lycanites, and if I kill it, I should get some obsidian, which is another very important thing that I need. It is a variant Gru, which means it's a special variant and has some increased health. So for now, I'm just gonna go check out some other rooms. And I came across the perfect one. In this chest here, there's some potion materials, but what's really important are these redstone blocks. Because now, the last thing I need is the obsidian, which I can get from killing that Gru. And there it is. Hopefully it's 4, because I do need 4 obsidian, and if it's any less than that, then I'll have to go find another source of it. I'm just gonna run down there and hopefully nothing attacks me. And it is exactly 4 obsidian, which is perfect. Now I need to go all the way back up, because I have everything that I need to craft something that will be essential for the rest of the series pretty much. Now we're gonna turn these redstone blocks into redstone, so that we can craft the Philosopher's Stone. And with that, we can also craft the transmutation table. And I did mention it at the very start of the video, but EMC is an amazing thing. Anything that has an EMC value, we can throw into the transmutation table, and that clears up so much space from all of my chests. And while it is good for storage, best part of EMC is you can transmute items into other items, as long as you have enough EMC. You can see in the bottom left corner that there is an EMC value, that is how much EMC I have total. When you put an item into the EMC table, it'll remember that item, and you can take out as much of that item as you want, as long as you have the needed EMC for it. And something else to consider is you can put the transmutation table into the transmutation table. Now to do that, I would need to craft another one, and unfortunately I don't have any obsidian, since the only 4 that I had I used to craft the first one. But I now have enough diamonds to make a diamond pickaxe, so I can just go find obsidian somewhere, and I'll be able to just make another transmutation table. And that way, if I do lose one, I can very easily get another one. Now from this point onward, my audio broke because my earbuds unplugged. So on the upside, you don't have to hear the deafening noises whenever I go down into the dungeon. But it does mean there is no game sound, which is unfortunate, but this will definitely be fixed by the next video. It seems I don't have any food whatsoever that I can put into the EMC table, so when I go down there again, I do want to find some sort of food that I can put in there. Before I go back down though, I do want to make something that'll be very important, which are backpacks. And in order to do that, I will need iron frames, which are crafted with iron sticks, and iron sticks are made simply with iron ingots. And with the iron frames and some leather, I can craft different backpack parts, and also accidentally craft a leather helmet. Then when you put all the backpack parts together, you get a backpack, which has a pretty good amount of storage for how cheap the cost is. And now I'm going to take the transmutation table down with me, so if I come across anything with EMC, which is a lot of things, I can just throw it in there and I don't have to worry about backpack space. And I managed to find the entrance to the 3rd floor. Now on one side there's a bunch of skeletons. On another side, I recognize that room, I think, and there's also a bunch of skeletons there that will spawn. So I will have to go the other way, because I don't feel like fighting anything right now. And there is a wither skull, which is interesting. I'm sure I'll have use for that later, so I'll take it now. And pretty quickly found the entrance to the 4th floor. Okay, there's a skeleton. There's a lot of skeletons here, so I will have to block that off before they rain fire on me. And thankfully, with the extra reach that the halberd gives, I can pretty easily hit them from over or under these blocks. Alright, I'm gonna try to go to the other side and see if there's a chest somewhere with food. And all of these skeletons are still here, but thankfully they're kind of below. There is that thing from Lycanites that's flying above the iron bars, so I need to go get some arrows to try and take care of that. And I easily do. Thankfully it doesn't seem to have too much HP. And there's another one sneaking up on me, but thankfully I can take care of it quickly. Though I'm also being ambushed by a bunch of skeletons, and I'm poisoned, which isn't nice. This Arsaur meat has been very handy in keeping me alive. I think the potion effect is Rejuvenate that it gives. I'm not too sure what that is, but I'm guessing it functions kind of similar to regen. Now I don't feel like fighting too much anymore, so I'm just gonna go back up, hopefully find a chest that has food in it, because that is my main objective right now. And there's this face hugger sort of thing. I think it's also from Lycanites, but I could be wrong. Alright, back on the 2nd floor, and finally found a chest that I haven't opened yet, and still has food inside. With this one cooked fish, I can throw it into the transmutation table, and using the EMC that I already have, I can take out a stack of cooked fish, which will solve all of my hunger problems. Gonna empty my inventory a bit. And Curse of Bones enchant. This sounds interesting. I'll have to look into a lot of the new enchants later on. And now I'm gonna dismantle the storage system. Almost anything that has an EMC value I'm just gonna throw into the table, so I don't have to worry about carrying it myself. All of my loot is on me right now, and I can transport everything to, hopefully, a new base, which I'll find next episode. And yes, thank you for watching. I'm finally back on YouTube. Maybe. We'll see. And hopefully there will be a new episode at some point, probably in the next few days.